Hey, everybody, welcome to the Soul Report. Here we are again as we look into uplifting stories. We have inspirational guests and our conversations with most provocative people, thinkers, motivational speakers, spiritual leaders. You name it, we have them here. We explore a myriad of ways of remarkable individuals who motivate and assist others to help us through this time and to get us to where we want to go. So, if you're seeking a spark of inspiration or looking for deep transformational wisdom, you're in the right place. Okay, so let's discover together that the souls that are shaping our world are here on our show, The Soul Report. Today's guest is an amazing lady. She's written a fantastic book. It's called The Extraordinary Power of Fireflies. What a title that is. The author's name is Julie Wignall, and we're going to find all about her book today and all about her as we ask her. Julie, welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you here. What the heck is that title all about? The Extraordinary Power of Fireflies.
Well, thanks for having me. What is the title about? It's about visualization and it's about trying to get back in tune and remembering our magic. Anybody who's ever had that experience growing up of seeing fireflies in the twilight, watching them dance across a field or in their backyard, there's a light that goes on not only in them but in us, where we turn around, we remember that the world is magic, and we in turn remember that we are magic. And what I'm here to do is to try to encourage everybody to do that remembering, to say what you felt then when you were younger, maybe more in tune with source energy, that we need to get back in touch with that today. And if you think that you as one individual can't make an impact on the world, think of the impact that one single firefly, when it lights up, has on you. And there are places in the world, we have one in the United States in the Smoky Mountains, another one in Malaysia, where fireflies actually light up the forest late at night. And it is completely enchanting. But when they're lighting the forest, in the hundreds, in the thousands. And I'm talking about a place that's so dark you can't see your fingertips, yet it's all lit up by fireflies. So imagine if each one of us begins to shine a little bit brighter, we all shine together. That becomes world transformation.
Well, I can remember right now the first time I saw a firefly. I'm sure everybody can. You see this glowing light going through the darkness in front of you. Usually as a child I was, but I can remember it right now. And I'm thinking what a metaphor that is to light the world. And you know, I'm sure people are thinking, how do fireflies light up? But we'll leave that for another time. But so as you take this forward in your Extraordinary Power of Fireflies book, um, how does that relate to what you're trying to accomplish to wake people up and to get them to see more of this magic of life?
That's a great question. So I look at this as fireflies, people. We're working, I don't have to tell you this, through this major quantum shift in terms of the world, in terms of people. And there are a lot of people who are afraid. There are a lot of people who are anxious and uncomfortable. But we've chosen to be here, and we've chosen to be here at this time. And this is a powerful, powerful time where if we all remember the energy that we have, that we're connected to, everything is interconnected. We have the power not only to transform the world, but to create the world that we want to live in for the better. So in terms of fireflies and some of the things about fireflies that make this a great metaphor for people. First of all, there are over 2,000 different species of fireflies, and
Wow.
they fly. And not only do they fly, and they don't all fly, some sit, some fly, but they're in a myriad of different colors. It's not just that yellow, green, they're also in blue and in orange. And I mean, 2,000 different species in one family. This is a family that embraces a lot of diversity. And you were talking about how that light goes on, and I won't go into the science of that now, but what's great is it's a cold light. So part of the message is don't go hot and heavy and fast and burn out real fast. Fireflies use cold light, it lasts longer. and it's provides more of a balance and the light. So I define a firefly of the humankind is those individuals that see beyond the world as it is and have a vision for what it can be, and they take action to create a better reality for themselves, for the rest of the world. These are the fireflies. These are the major innovators, world changers. I highlight 20 people throughout the book that are all over the world because fireflies are found everywhere except on Antarctica. But fireflies of the humankind, we still have them on Antarctica too. They're all over the world. They're doing amazing things. And it's not just in one profession, in one field. They're in the arts, they're in the sciences, they're working in psychology, they're working in business, but they're working with a higher awareness and a higher consciousness with a vision of not fighting against things, of looking to say, this is a game plan for future, and this is what that vision is for the future. And where you have so much the divisiveness, what a firefly does is they're not looking at that. They're kind of transcending that, rising in the spaces between. They see what needs to be done and they're doing it. So my point is it's time. We need everybody. We need people to get ready to say, we need you to stop sitting on the sidelines. You have that your own superpowers. You have the light in you. Now it's time to shine it brighter.
Well, I can't disagree with that at all. I think that's amazing. You have been an organizer. You've worked with President Jimmy Carter on his campaign. You've been there with Jacques Cousteau as one of the youngest paid employees helping out. That must have been amazing. I used to love that series on TV. So, and you're an animal activist, and tell me more about yourself. How did you get onto this?
I have a very, very unconventional background, and I use the term unconventional because I encourage people to follow that unconventional
Hmm.
path. I went from working in national politics and national legislation to working in the arts to working in international business to finding my way into the field of marine biology. And I did this when my mother called this my beach bum days. I got burned out and I left and I went and worked as a snorkeling instructor off the coast of Mexico. And I met an older gentleman who was what they call a shark caller. He would go into the ocean and say, tell me what you see here, and nothing. And he would go in and he would meditate and he would sit. Within 20 minutes, the ocean was teeming with
Oh
life.
my gosh.
And I said, I need to know what this is and how this is and how we can impact this in terms of bringing back healthier oceans. Now, between all of this, I've always had an overlaying of metaphysics, which turned into quantum physics, and working with different people, spiritual, over 40 years of studying Jungian psychology.
Hmm.
So I went to Australia to go study marine science, and I actually had a mentor. There are over 45,000 islands between Australia and Singapore. And a couple of those islands are known where people at the time would say, oh my gosh, these people have, well, what we used to call it ESP, we used to call it psychic phenomena. Now we kind of call it just intuition, whatever you want to call it. These people are psychic, they're telepathic, they're communicating with one another. And he was a scientist and he went and spent a year living on the island with these people. And what he came back with was a realization. He said, yes, it has all the things that it's known for. And there's the telepathy and there's the psychic phenomenon, this and that. But to these people, we call it extra sensory perception. He said there's nothing extra about it. To these people, when you live within a culture that is open and accepting and is allowing you to develop the gifts, we all have different gifts and we all navigate the world in different ways. And when that's encouraged, amazing things happen. But he said, look around, and these are people that not only are in tune with the environment and with the cosmos and, the fields, that they're in tune with one another too. They understand those basic principles that what we see as our differences is really an illusion, that we're all connected. And he said, but also look at where they're living. They're living in a place where they are completely in tune with their environment. When you start connecting with nature, and again, the reason back to fireflies, when you start connecting with nature, nature is not enculturated. It's not being told what to do and what not to do. It does. And it just,
Mhm.
it is. And as we begin connecting with that, we begin to see, yes, there are miracles that are all around us. These people were in tune with that every day. And it's kind of hard. We live in cities. We've got cement on our streets and under our feet and buildings everywhere. But nature's still there. It's no different than when you see those cracks in the street. And even if a weed is coming up, nature always finds a way. Um, and it's there, and there's still ways for us to connect to it. We simply have to be open to it.
Well, that's really good. That's, like that's a really good analogy. And everyone, I'm sure we look down in the crack of the sidewalk on a hot day, traffic going by, buses, people going, and there is a little plant growing up in the crack of a side of a bank. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. Listen, hold that thought. What's the name of that book again? That amazing book? What is it?
It is the
Fireflies or something?
extraordinary power of fireflies, how to shine your light brighter and transform the world.
Okay, we'll be right back after this.